Welcome back to the reading vlogs. We have Tuesday. I took yesterday off of filming because, it was a holiday and I just wanted to work on my hobbies. Which, filming videos technically is one, but yeah, I had a lot of knitting I wanted to do and I did get a lot of knitting done. Maybe let's start with the knitting and then we can go on to the reading. I managed to nearly finish the body of my sweater. It is full length now and I'm currently working on the black ribbing on the bottom. So I have like 15 rows left of the ribbing on the bottom and then I am done with the body. It is now looking like a top. It is going really, really good. It's an easy knit, obviously, because it's just stockinette. So it's only the same stitch over and over. But yeah, I'm really happy. I made an incredible amount of progress. I just really zoned in yesterday and mostly did just that. And then I did also continue with my crochet, which I'm currently working on. So let's see if I can show you without losing my stitch. The crochet top is currently looking like this. I put it together on the shoulders and now I am doing like around the outside of the top to give it a little bit more structure. It's really hard to see because of the see-throughness of it. But yeah, that is pretty much the top. It's like a throw over like another top, and then hopefully I can finish the like these outside stitches today, and then I can start the first arm tomorrow. Ideally, I would want to wear this on Friday, which might be a little bit ambitious, but we do have a concert on Friday that we're going to. We're going to see Ninja Sex Party, NSP, on Friday, which is the second time we're gonna see them, which I'm super excited for. We saw them, I think, in 2019, maybe. It has been quite some time. I think right before COVID hit. They were in Germany, and because they're an American band, and they're back now, so we got ourselves tickets. And yeah, we're going to see them, which is the first concert since my gluten intolerance diagnosis, which is a couple of years ago now. So it has been a long time since I have been to a concert because the last one was a catastrophe. So hopefully Friday will be good. But yeah, I'm super excited. And we already got tickets for the next concert we're going to in November. Well, maybe we go to some in between, but yeah, I used to go to a lot of concerts and I'm trying to get back into it. But yeah, we have tickets for the Pretty Reckless in November, which is so interesting because the last time I saw her, I was 17. So it has been 14 years since I've seen her live, and she's, I think, the same age as me. Taylor Momsen is the singer from The Pretty Reckless, and I'm super excited to go back and see her now, which, like, I'm a big fan, I have to say. Like, I saw her as the opener for Evanescence, which, like, oh my god, I love Evanescence. That concert was incredible. But yeah, she was the opener, and I didn't know her before that, and since then I've listened to so much of her music, so yeah, super excited. I read a couple of romance books over the weekend. I had my first really, like, more or less annoyed DNF. I don't even know how to call that. I really liked the book. It was about, let me see if I can find the name of the book. It's called Racing into Love by Noah Steele, and it is more or less like an insta-love romance and between a race driver and a guy who owns a bookshop. And I really liked both characters, and I don't mind insta-love in romance, like if it's specifically an insta-love romance. The thing is, all went normal, and then the bookshop guy woke the race driver up with a blowjob, and he didn't get consent before, and yeah, the book was done at that moment, because one thing I cannot stand is not getting consent for anything sexual. So yeah, I was incredibly annoyed at that, because I liked the book before that, and it's probably not bad after that, and the book really like made it seem like something totally normal, and I got really angry at the book and stopped reading. Which, you know, it is what it is. I downloaded a couple of other ones that I also didn't like, that I DNF'd. I finished one. I finished Something Cryptid This Way Comes, which is one of the Love and Maplewoods books. This one is by Susan Scott Shelley, and that one was actually really cute. It's about two best friends who are now 42, and one of them has a cryptid podcast and is a former athlete, and the other one runs the inn in Maplewood, and the aunt of the one who does the cryptid podcast pretends that there's a cryptid around. Like, they have one maple that people have seen, but the aunt makes some other ones up just to get an excuse to get her nephew and the inn guy together to investigate and to realize they have feelings for each other. It was a really cute book. I gave it 4 stars. That one was good. That I was really happy with. And then I think all of the other ones I DNF'd because I didn't like any of them. I even tried reading one in German from a German author, but it was so awkward. I don't know if it's just a me thing, but like, I don't mind reading German books, but especially romance books just sound really off in German to me. I don't know if it's like just like not your mother tongue sounds like more interesting or what it is, but like I can't stand reading a romance in German. Doesn't work. So yeah, I need to search for a new romance book because I need one for tonight, and if I can't find one, I'm gonna reread Heated Rivalry. But hopefully I can find one. And then the physical read I'm currently reading is Psycho. I am 50 pages in, and it's so funny. I know a lot about it because it's a film that like is like super popular. And we talked about it, I think, in our German class in high school, or maybe music class in high school. I think it might have been music class because of the iconic sounds, like the shower scene, for example. And so obviously I knew scenes from it, and I know the story in like a rough outline from, you know, having heard it, but I haven't watched the movie. And I was super interested to see that the shower scene is like super early on in the book. Like, I'm 50 pages in and I'm just at the end of the shower scene. And it's also kind of cool to, you know, obviously, is it spoiling? Is spoiling Psycho spoiling because it's so old? I don't know, but like reading about Norman Bates and his behavior and then him talking about his mother is kind of funny if you know what is happening. I kind of wish I didn't know the story because I think it's actually pretty cool if you don't know the story, but I think it's really hard to not know the story nowadays. But yeah, it's super interesting so far. I really like it. I think it's like, you know, you can already tell how bad the mental health of Norman is. Like, you can really tell. And yeah, now I'm excited to see what he does with the car and the money. If he finds the money, that would be super interesting. I actually don't know that because I never knew the story of the shower scene girl. But now that I know who she is and what she's done, it's super interesting to see where it goes. So yeah, I finished the first 50 pages. It is a pretty quick read. I just have a lot of other things to do today. I already filmed like a video and stuff like that, so I don't really have much more time to read today, but this should be like a quick finish because it's not a lot of pages and the font is a pretty big font, I feel like. So yeah, I'm super excited to continue with this one tomorrow, and I will now hopefully finish the body of my crochet piece and then maybe finish my knitting the body so I can start the arms tomorrow as well. And then I have I need to make some progress with my friend's birthday gift. I made some progress. I will show you in the vlog when I give it to her once it's finished, because it's not quite finished, but I'm getting there, thankfully. So yeah, that is what is up today. I am super excited for the reading this week, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully with a new romance and an update on Psycho. Okay, we're doing a really, really quick check-in because I have the worst headache. So yeah, no like physical reading is happening in this household today. But I did finish a romance novel yesterday, so I did want to quickly check in before I forgot again. I finished a book called Enzo, which is the Red Cars book 1 by R.J. Scott. And it is a romance, though the romance part is relatively small in it. And it's about the Red Cars, which is a garage, and all of the people working there are ex-cons, who are like gang members, stuff like that, and have gone out of that. And our main character is Enzo. And one evening they find a nearly dead man on their doorstep, and they take him in and they nurse him back to health, and then Enzo falls in love with him. And the man that they find, who they call him Robbie, it's not his real name, but it's the name he goes by. He actually escaped from an incredibly bad, like, human trafficking abuse situation, and he has like oh god, I forgot the English name. I'm gonna put it on screen. He has like a really crazy memory, and so yeah, he's hunted by the guy who held him, and the guys need to get all of their like skills together to help him out. And yeah, while it's doing that, Enzo falls in love with Robbie, and Robbie with him. And I did like the book. I don't know what I'm giving it yet. It's either like a 3.5 or 4 star. It's just such a sad book for a romance book. I still don't know if I actually like such sad romance books. I mean, I do like reading them, but they're not really a romance book in my eyes, kind of, because the focus is so much more on the like bad side of things, at least in books like Enzo. And I don't know if I would necessarily put them as like a romance book, because the romance is like such, like, it is an integral part of the story, but it feels so much smaller than the not romance parts of the book. So yeah, I'm not sure, but it was a good book. It was just a really sad book. But yeah, and then I tried to read another book by the author that has like the bad sex scene I talked about in it. And that book also isn't any better. It's just weird. I don't know. Some romance books are just really, really weird. And I'm also realizing that if I read a romance, I want both guys or like both people's perspective. I hate romance where you only get one perspective. I want to know what they do when they're apart. I don't want to talk from one perspective. So yeah, that is the short check-in for today. Hopefully my headache will be gone by tomorrow. There will not be a video tomorrow. It is Wednesday today, because I would still have to edit it, and I just can't. Today my head hurts so bad. I didn't get enough sleep, like really not enough sleep, like bad for your health, not enough sleep. So yeah, it's probably where the headache is from, but yeah. So I don't know if I will just put the video out on Friday or if I will just put it out next week. We'll see. Not my day today. It is Thursday afternoon now. My head is all over the place. The headache is at least mostly gone. It's just like a little tuck in the back of my mind, but at least, I'm not in pain anymore as badly. I did a whole lot of reading yesterday, after I went to bed at 5. And then I was just lying in bed reading for 5 hours, which like was sorely needed. But yeah, I just some personal stuff that is keeping my mind occupied, and reading seems to be the only thing that is really getting my mind to shut up. I continued with Psycho, which is really interesting. I'm now at the point of things that I don't know. We have Mary as the woman who like stole the money and went to the Bates Motel, the one with the knife scene. And now her sister and her boyfriend. I think they are together, but like they are just waiting. If you've read the story, you know. And I think the guy is like an insurance guy or maybe a lawyer, but all three of them are now looking for her, and the lawyer slash insurance guy, he works for the company where Mary stole the money from. He is now at Bates Motel trying to find Mary because he realized now that she was there. And the next scene that I'm stopped before that is him wanting to talk to Bates' mother, which is going to be interesting. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, except for the shower scene and knowing what is up with his mother and himself, I have no idea about the book, I realized. So I really only know like the highlights that are really popular, you know. I'm a little bit over halfway through, so I will finish this tomorrow, hopefully. I mean, we'll see with like having to get ready for the concert and not being able to read because I'm at the concert and stuff like that. I don't know how much time I will have to read tomorrow, but I might finish it tomorrow. But yeah, it's super interesting. I really like the book and the way it's written and the way Bates talks to himself, and yeah, it's really interesting. And then I did read 2 romance novels yesterday, and I really enjoyed them. I started the Hellhounds of Paradise Falls series, which is a supernatural gay romance novel series, and it is about a pack of hellhounds, and every book is about a different hellhound and a different human they fall in love with. And it is a lot of banter, it is a lot of fun, a lot of torture, because the hellhounds hunt bad people and torture them and kill them and then send them to hell. That is what they're doing for a job. And in the first one, which is How to Flirt with a Hellhound, the human is Toby, who is like a really, really socially awkward writer who has a stalker. And his neighbor is the hellhound, and he called himself Dexter. And yeah, he's kind of helping him write his novel, because every time Toby is like, oh, I don't know what to write in my novel, which he writes supernatural romance novels, and he has an idea for like a torture scene in his book, for example. Like Dexter will go out and try it out on one of his victims, but like at the same time there's a lot of banter, you know, and it's a lot of fun. And then the second one, we have How to Hack a Hellhound, where the hellhound is a hacker, and the guy that he falls in love with is a human Dexter rescued when he went and got one of the bad people. He was in his basement for like 2 days, and he calls himself Q for Quentin. And yeah, they kind of take him in and they fall in love from there. And then obviously there's still like the whole kidnapping plot line and stuff like that. And then I'm currently reading the third one, which is How to Tame a Hellhound, and that is about Aiden, the human, who was held captive for a year by the same stalker that stalked Toby in the first book, and they rescued him in the first book. And he's also staying with them, and he falls in love with with Atlas, who is the most feral of the hellhounds. And they all have a lot of trauma, and they all go through a lot of shit, but it's through a lot of banter and funny scenes and a lot of social awkwardness. And I love the series. I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to give them 5 stars, to be honest. I really enjoy my time reading them, so I might just put them under 5 stars. I haven't logged them yet in Goodreads, so I need to do that. But yeah, I'm all over the place today, so because I'm waiting for like a call, and yeah, it's sometimes life sucks. Let me just like quickly show you my like knitting and crochet progress. I finished the body. From my sweater, I only need to do the bind off, but I hate binding off, so I lost my, I hate binding off, so I'm kind of like procrastinating on that. And then I did manage to do quite a bit of crocheting, so I have the pieces now, and I would say like 3/4 of one sleeve. And then I'm currently working on the second sleeve, but I don't think I have enough yarn, which sucks. I will need to have to search through my yarn stash and see if I have some similar yarn that would work. But yeah, I'm just using up what I have so far. I will get to 3/4 of the second sleeve, and then I will have to search for yarn. So I probably won't be able to finish the top before tomorrow's concert, which was when I wanted to wear it. But I started doing it way too late, so it's my own fault. But yeah, that is kind of where I'm at right now. Yeah, waiting for a call is always a sucky thing. Because it's either like good news or bad news or uncertain news for the call, and I'm not dealing well with stuff like that. So I'm a little bit on the edge. But you know, that's how life is. And yeah, I will leave you alone now. I will check in with you tomorrow before the concert. Hopefully once I finished Psycho, and I will have finished How to Tame a Hellhound. I think it's like 6 books in the series, 5 or 6, so I have a couple left. But yeah, I think I might need to switch over now to supernatural romances, and work my way through those that I can find. At least if they are like this one. Like, you know, a lot of banter, no breaking up the couples when they're already together, because I hate that stuff. And yeah, also I kind of still need to edit the video that would have gone up today. I'm just not in the right mind to edit it, so I don't know what to do with that. I am halfway through the edit, and it wouldn't take too long to edit it, but my head is just not in the game. So I will try to be able to get it up tomorrow for you. Then it's only a day late, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, I thought I'd do a quick check-in whilst like waiting for my face to... What am I even talking about? Whilst waiting for my cream to set in so I can start doing my makeup for the concert tonight. Also, I may have hit myself with water while washing my face. It has been a long day. It is already late afternoon. I really need to get ready, but I wanted to finish Psycho, and I did. I'm giving it 3.5 stars. It was a really interesting read. I think I would have loved a little bit more. I think that is what I am mostly taking away from the story. I really like the story, and I kind of like the concept of like the sheriff not believing our main characters, like Mary's sister and Sam, and then them going out and doing some investigating themselves. But it was all feeling rather rushed, like there was a lot of like things left out, and I just would have loved a lot more detail. It felt like a little bit more like a novella than a real, like a full novel, even though it is like, I think 175 pages, but it is like pretty big font size. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it was a really interesting classic to read. It won't be my favorite horror book, to be honest. It for my taste, it was a little bit on the more mellow side in general. It is really not like horror. It feels a little bit more like a thriller or like a mystery book than a horror book. But yeah, I kind of get why the movie is so liked, because I can really like imagine this as a movie. So I might have to go and watch the movie actually. It might be time for me. But yeah, I did enjoy it. It was a really interesting read, kind of. I think I also would have liked to get a little bit more of what happened to everybody after, because it pretty much once Norman is like in captivity, like once he's in the hospital, it just ends. We don't really get like what happened to Sam, what happened with Mary, and all of that. You know, we don't really get any consequences of what happened, and I would have kind of liked to know that. But yeah, super interesting read. I'm really happy that I picked it up, especially this version. I still really love this version. So yeah, 3.5 stars, a good physical read. I did also do some more romance reading. I need to look up how many I read. I have no idea. The last one I talked to you about. I think I talked to you about the first 2 books in the Hellhound series and the third one that I started. I finished the third one, which was How to Tame a Hellhound. Yeah, also still a fan. I think they're all pretty much like 4 to 5 stars. I still need to think about that. I will do that once I finish the series. But yeah, I then also read the 4th book, which is How to Trust a Hellhound. There we have, funnily enough, it is more of an age gap relationship, which doesn't really make sense because hellhounds are like, they are immortal, they are like, but they look differently aged, and the main character in How to Trust a Hellhound is like more on like the silver fox side of things. And so they do technically have like a bigger age gap than the other ones, but it doesn't really matter in the books, to be honest. But yeah, in this one we have Wilder, who is like a first generation hellhound, and he's the dad to all of the other ones, the adoptive dad. Like, he's not the dad of them, but he kind of took them all in when they were younger, and he falls in love with Josh. And Josh is in one of the original friend group around the first character, Toby, in the first book. And he is in an abusive relationship, and his partner then starts hitting him, and that is the point where he seeks help from his friend group, and then they take him in, and his boyfriend gets caught up in a cult, and everything kind of goes crazy from there. I really like this one as well. This is one where the age gap doesn't really, like, it didn't really matter that much to me. Like, they are all adult people, and not like just freshly adult, but like, you know, in like middle 20s to like their 30s, so they aren't like super young adults. And then I started the next one. I haven't finished that one yet, which is How Not to Kill a Hellhound, and that is about Corbin, who is a witch hellhound combination, because his mother was a witch and his father was a hellhound, and they always get the hellhound from the father. And he falls in love with Sebi, or Sebastian, who is also part of the original friend group, and Sebi doesn't know that he's the Grim Reaper. He does it like he's the Grim Reaper, and the Ferryman are in him, but he himself is kind of immortal. It's like a little bit more complicated with him, but he doesn't like know that he's doing the job of the Grim Reaper and the Ferryman. He just thinks it's just dreams. But he is pretty down in the dumps because his dating life is really bad, because people keep dying around him and he doesn't know why, and most people find it weird. And yeah, Corbin is there for him because obviously he doesn't have a problem with that, and so they fall in love. And then Corbin now has to make Seb realize that he is the Grim Reaper, which, yeah, and the cult is still around. There's, like, they didn't, like, manage to completely get rid of the cult in the last one, so there's also still the cult. But yeah, that is the one I'm currently reading, and then I think it's also the last one in the series. Yeah, it's the last one in the series, which is really sad. I really enjoyed this series. It was a really fun read. So yeah, I would need to find a new book, but I don't really have much more time to read today. I need to get ready. I need to think about my outfit, because I don't know yet what I will wear, and then I need to desperately clean up this room so it is clean for the weekend, because it's Friday afternoon. But I can show you, I finished my crochet top, which I might wear today if I can find an outfit it works with. But yeah, as predicted, I ran out of black yarn, but I found this like dark grayish purple, and it fit quite well. It's pretty much the same color as my sweatshirt, and it fit quite well. So this is how the top is looking. We have big bell sleeves that you can cinch at this point where the color changes, and then we have the sides are laced up, and it is just a pretty mesh top. I really like it. I will show you how it looks when I wear it. It came out smaller than I wanted to, but it still fits. That is something I always have as a problem with crochet. I seem to have really tight tension. I have that in knitting as well. Everything comes out smaller than it should, which I'm still like learning to navigate that. But yeah, I'm really happy with this, and if I can find something to put underneath it that works, I will wear this to the concert tonight, because I would really like to wear something I've made, but yeah, I don't know that yet. But yeah, I think that is a comprehensive update. I'm feeling better today. My mood is a little bit better. I am excited for the concert, to be honest, as well. And there weren't any bad news yesterday, but there also weren't any good news. So it's still waiting. As I have, yeah, life, you know. But yeah, I will get ready now, and then I might show you just what I'm wearing to the concert. Maybe. Don't even know if that's interesting, but I might just share that. Okay, I have decided on an outfit. We're gonna do this here. I don't know if you can even see, but that is my makeup. It is what it is. And this is the concert outfit. Well, I'm gonna put on my Doc Martens, but other than that, this is what I'm doing for like a concert in winter, because it's gonna be fucking cold, and I'm not gonna wear a coat from the car to the concert place because I don't wanna put my jacket anywhere. But yeah, and then we have one of my rings and my little, my little Doc Marten bag, which is the perfect size for a concert. So, seems like the motto of this week is being tired. But today at least it's a good tired. We went to the concert yesterday. It was amazing. I had so much fun. I did so much singing and screaming and dancing, and yeah, I am just full on body tired because of that. I mean, we did get back late because we had to drive there 45 minutes and then drive back 45 minutes because Berlin is big. But yeah, we had a great time. I didn't get any footage because they asked us to not get the phones out, which I normally don't do. I would normally just do one clip and a beard. But yeah, obviously I respected their wishes and let my phone in my pocket. So I don't have any footage of that. But I had a great time. And it's also a great venue where it was held. It's called the Huxleys in Berlin, and it's a pretty small concert venue, so it doesn't matter where you are standing, you can always see everything, which is really nice. And yeah, it just, yeah, they played a lot of good songs. But yeah, I'm tired. My throat is hurting still from screaming because you can't like go to a concert and not scream your head off, you know. But yeah, the one thing I didn't do is I didn't wear the top I made because I do not like the neckline. I realized that when I tried it on yesterday, like once the arms are on, it like sits a little bit different than before the arms were on, and I need to make the neckline so that it's not as big. So that is something I need to like work on, but I will do that once I finish my other knitting project because I worked on that crochet thing so long. I want a little bit of a pause on that. So let me show you. I finished the bottom ribbing of the body now. I will insert you like a clip of me like trying it on. Obviously it will grow once it gets washed because this is wool, so it will get a little bit bigger once it gets washed, but it looks really great as well in this size. But yeah, I did manage to do the ribbing and the bind off, which I hate doing bind offs just because they take forever for me. But yeah, now I need to do the arms. I just wound my next skein of wool, so I should be all set to do the first sleeve, so I will start that today. But yeah, I'm super happy with how it is looking right now, and the changes I did so far are also looking great, so I'm super happy with that. Reading wise, I didn't start another like physical read so far because I was so tired. And also I didn't read anything yesterday evening because obviously we were gone the whole evening, and then we came home in the middle of the night, so obviously I didn't do any reading then. I did finish the last of the Hellhound books this morning, and I was really disappointed in the last book, mostly because of the spicy scenes, which is really weird to say because like the fifth book, it's just so different, and I got really annoyed at the scenes because I don't know why the author did that. I mean, maybe they're just guys who are into that, might be the case, but like the main focus for the spicy scenes was the size difference of both guys, and that the bigger one thought that the smaller one was like cute for being smaller, and like they like in every spicy scene they reiterated that like, oh, it's not too small, it's pretty average, but like it's so small compared to mine and it's so cute. And I just couldn't take anything serious in that book. I'm so sorry. I have no idea how the series went from so good to so cringeworthy in those scenes. So yeah, I still like the general gist of the story, because like the general correct like way the book was going, like the human character like slowly realizing that he's the ferryman and death and what that means for his life, and then realizing like the guy he's with is a hellhound, and that that's not only stories and stuff like that. Like those, that part was as good as all of the other ones, but like the intimacy really booked the like made the book a lot less enjoyable. So I started skipping the scenes because I just couldn't get through them. There was no way for me to get through them. So I didn't. I just skipped the scenes and read the story, which is I think the first in a romance book so far. So I'm only giving that one 3 stars, because whilst the story is still interesting and I still like the world and the guys, I just couldn't with the scenes. So that is what I read for the end of the week. I also already got myself the next one. I'm trying a vampire romance, which I'm really skeptical about, because that is something I tried to read like a couple of years back, and I didn't ever find something that I thought was good. But yeah, I'm trying one. But I only read like the first couple of pages this morning. That's all I did. But yeah, reading romances is still an adventure. I don't really think that's ever gonna change. But yeah, it's interesting how quickly my opinion of a book can change because of that. Like, yeah. So yeah, I think that is kind of all. I'm just chilling today because I'm so tired. Yeah. I did manage to upload the video yesterday, which I'm really glad that I did at least manage to do that. Took me quite a while to edit that one, which was kind of crazy, but yeah, at least I managed it a day and a half late. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this week's reading vlog, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!